computer. Okay, we are now recording. I'm excited for this call tonight. And for a number of reasons, for a number of reasons, I'm excited for this call tonight. I think the timing of this call is really perfect. And I think that Beth, who's going to be doing the call tonight, is really going to give you some great ideas, some ways to build your own self-confidence and ways to close to get more customers. But I just want to tell you what she's done since April. This is pretty amazing. So every last incentive that the company has offered from April till now, Beth has accomplished every single one. So it starts with May, where they offered the double profit. If you got 3 or more orders, you'd get double sales profit on those 3 orders. And then anything beyond that, you would get double profit on those as well. And she had in that month, she had 7 orders that counted for the incentive. And then she actually got 10 orders total that weren't part of the parameters of the contest, but she did get 10 customers in April. So Beth, that's just amazing, 10 customers in April. Then in May, I'm sorry, that was in May, double profit in May. And then June, the Boost Your Business, which was if you got 900 points in a single month, you were part of their incentive program where you got a really cool water bottle. And she did that. And then if you did it a second month in a row, she just held it up for you. If you did it a second month in a row, you got a really cool backpack. So she collected 1,800 points. She did collect more than that in those 2 months, but she collected that to win both. I think it was both April and May. If my months are wrong, I apologize because that's not the really important part. And then she also, when we did the first contest, which I didn't tell you about, which was the superfood contest, where if you got 5 brand new orders of superfood, you won $500. So she first did that one. That was the first contest. The second one was double your profit, and the third one was boost your business. She accomplished all 3 of the last 3 incentives that the Juice Plus company has offered. So you might be wondering how she did it. So first of all, I'm going to add you up here. There you are, Beth. So I'm sure you want to know, how did she do it? What did she do? What did she say? All of that information. But I just want to tell you that Beth is a mom of 2 kids. Has your daughter graduated, right?
She just graduated
And
in June.
remind me your daughter's name. I've all of a sudden
Georgia.
Georgia. And your son Jack is a sophomore?
He's a senior.
Senior. So he's
Baxter.
almost done, right? So she's got 2 kids that will soon both be out of college. She also has a full-time job. So she has a full-time job. She communicates constantly with her 2 kids. She has a dog.
Yes.
So she's a busy woman, right? And yet she was able to accomplish all of these 3 things. And she doesn't have a lot of close partners near her to boost her. She really has to do a lot of this on her own. So I am so proud of her as part of our HEAT team. And Deborah, I know you are as well, because you're actually her upline NMD. We just couldn't be more proud of what you've been doing, Beth. So I'm going to turn this over to you. But I just want you to keep in mind that in the last, 3 or 4 months, she's gotten consistently 5 or more customers. In some months, 10 customers, and in some months, a couple of partners. So you have really been doing phenomenal. And I don't think that you ever pat yourself on the back enough for what you've done. I really don't think you do. So I'm going to turn this over to you, and then I might hop in if that's okay and ask you some more detailed questions as we go along.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. All right. So for now, I'm going to get me out of here. Let's see, remove spotlight. And it's back to you, Beth.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate y'all asking me to do this. And you're right, Nikki. I will say I don't self-acknowledge enough. Yeah, so I kind of let me go ahead and share my screen. I have a presentation I did. It's nothing exciting. Don't get excited. Hold on. Can everybody see my screen?
It just says you've started sharing, but we don't see what you've shared. Oh, there it is. Nope, it was there. It's loading.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get you guys out of the way here. Okay, so well, I decided to just call it that we were talking about like a name, I guess, when Carrie was doing the flyer, and I was like, I don't know. And of course I used AI and close like you mean it, but don't without being pushy. And I feel like that's really what I try to do is just be as authentic as possible with people. And my goal is that I'm inspiring people and that people are trusting me. So, but back in before conference in San Diego, so maybe the first part of this year in February and January, I felt really, I felt stuck and I felt like I didn't have any new people to connect with. I was exhausted just from, you know, everything. I didn't feel like I was doing enough or I was enough. And my confidence was low, my belief was low, all of that was happening for me. Like all those things you hear people talking about, that was like where I was. So cut to March and I went to conference and I got a fire lit in me and I've been to multiple conferences. And this is not my first one, but I really got the fire lit that month, that this conference. And I think for two reasons. One was there was really good energy there, of course, which is one thing I really love about being at conference is you just get so excited because everybody else is so excited. And then they came out with this new product. And and to me, it was a game changer because a lot of those people that I was able to um, bring that superfoods to were people that used to do the gummies or the capsules and just got too much, like capsule fatigue. They couldn't do so many gummies, like all of that. So this was like the answer. And they are all very super happy with it right now. Um, so that was one thing that really inspired me. And of course, then the next thing was this $500 incentive just really, really inspired me. So let me go forward on there. And that's us at conference. This is a lot of people from our team. And it was something that I think everyone should do. Like that should just be on I like the idea of the big rocks every year. So this is a big rock and I would recommend definitely going here if you're feeling like you need a little boost in your business. This is something that will help.
Beth, what would you tell people that say they feel like they know that they should go, they've been to lots of conferences, they feel like they can't afford it this time, and you know what it did for you last time at a place where you were feeling down and a little stuck and weren't feeling all that successful. The business wasn't happening the way you wanted. But what would you tell people that are they're not on the fence, they're saying they're not going, and they're long time people that have gone to conference in the past? What would you tell them?
That's a great question.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I know, but that's okay. I guess because I would say you never know how it's going to make you feel. And it may make you inspired again. Like remember that inspiration you felt before, like when you first started this business, and remember how you felt, how excited you were when you went to a conference before. Plus, I'm the person who wants to know everything first.
Mm.
So I think they're showing some new stuff at the conference. I thought I heard Travis say there's a new product.
There he is.
Also, we're gonna get I think this is the conference we're gonna see the new labels, right? Isn't that correct? I mean, I feel like they said it was in Indianapolis.
I think that's what they said. And we're also going to get samples of the brand new product, which is always great to come home first with
Yeah.
that.
I
The
love
wait
knowing that.
order.
I love being there and hearing that first. Like that is another incentive to get me there. I'm sort of competitive that way. I like to know things first. But yeah, I think those are the things I would say to people just to look for. It may inspire you in a whole new way because it inspired me in a whole new way this time.
Great. Thanks.
Um, so I decided that what I needed to do was get out of my comfort zone. So I love this picture because it's super simple and it's just basically like your comfort zone is so small, it's just literally around who you are, and the magic happens outside of that. Like really, really does. So one of my things that while I was sitting in my comfort zone was going to like an Orange Theory Fitness, for example, had always been on my list I'm sure Nikki's heard me talking about this for a couple of years. Like, I need to go to an Orange Theory Fitness and ask them to set up a vendor table. That's what I want to do. And I just didn't do it. And I finally, during this month, I got super excited to do it and I went. And I went and asked if I could do the table, and they were, instead of them, my head told me for the before was it's going to be a tough sell. They're going to maybe not want me there. It's going to be hard. And they were like, yeah, come on. That's great. We love doing things for our customers. We'd love to have you. Send us your information and we'll find out. So we did that and everything went through. And now, fast forward to today, I'm going on Saturday for my third event there. They've asked me back to do other tables there for different events. And I also
So,
went,
so let me just confirm that, Beth. It's not just that you've asked to go after you've done what you've done there. They've called and asked you to come back and do it again.
yes,
How cool is that, everybody? That somebody's saying, come have a vendor booth at my Orange Theory for free, and they're asking you to come. That's
yeah,
very cool.
yes. And actually one of the managers ordered last time I was there, so that was fun. Yeah.
And do you work out there? Is that a gym you work out at?
No affiliation, which is amazing. I don't have like I'm not a gym person. Like I walk and I do some weights and I stretch and I do whatever, but I don't do gyms. And my ex-husband is he's a personal trainer and we get along really well. So he does some training with me
Great.
sometimes when I'm in the mood. Um, so I did that and I set up the vendor table. And I always thought after that, it made me think, that, and I've heard this over and over, and we've all heard this places, and it is if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So that started giving me some more self-confidence. I had these opportunities to, talk in front of a lot of people that I didn't know and talking about Juice Plus, talking about gut health. I did sourdough workshops. A woman I don't even know, reached out to me in a Facebook group and asked me if I would do a sourdough workshop at her store. Tomorrow I'm doing, I think, my fifth or sixth one there
And
with
how
my.
did she find you? If you didn't know her, how did she connect with you? Where did she see that you were doing them that she asked you?
So I joined this silly Facebook group, and I say silly because the name of the group is Dallas Girl Gang, which I think is a fun name. So I'm like, I want in on that. So they have a messenger chat that goes, and people were posting things that they had coming, and I said, hey, I do sourdough workshops. If anybody'd like to come, let me know, and I'll add you to my invitation list. Well, she reached out with this whole other idea, so that's how that came about.
Great.
Yeah. So I've continued doing those. So let me just show, oh, went the wrong way. Hold on. So this is me at my Orange Theory fitness group. This is the second one I did. And as you can see, it's a really simple table, really simple design, I don't bring all the products. I brought, I think I usually have the Perform here, but I forgot it. But as you can see, it's just the capsules. I talk about how kids can get free right there on my little butcher paper. And then I have samples of the Luminate, and right here underneath Illuminate, it talks about the things that the benefits of Luminate, mental clarity, focus, etc. And then I give everybody samples, and in that little bowl there in front are protein balls. So I give everybody a protein ball. And then when I'm talking to them, I really make sure, I was telling Nikki earlier, I make sure that everyone that walks in that door, whether they look at me or not, I say hello. And I was there with another person who was they had a few of us there, but just two of us actually at this event. And he never said hello to anybody. They just came over to him. So it's like, I feel like I'm always saying hello to everybody. I do that if I'm walking. People like have their heads down. I'm like, hello, just kind of how I am. But I think that if you keep it simple, you have samples and literally smiling, make you more approachable. And I do have, see how the one sign behind the superfoods, it says receive free gift. And that's a gift with purchase. So that's one other thing I do as sort of an incentive. And all it is samples. It's just things I already have. I do two of the shake samples. I do Illuminate sample, a superfood sample, and then I think one or two of each of the gummies. in that bag. So that's about $15 sample at least.
Yeah, but you're obviously, they're getting samples of our products, so it's not
Correct.
just like a gift to Starbucks gift card. This is
Correct.
something that if they like the flavor, they read about it. Um, Now you have a chance of even doing more than whatever it is that you talk to them about.
Exactly, exactly. A little exposure to more of the product.
Yeah.
So at this event, for example, I one of the things I do is when I'm talking to people about it and they taste it and then we kind of talk about what it is, and then I say you when you order it, you get it in a 4 month supply. So it's really similar to when you join a gym. You don't expect because you're standing there in a gym, so they're going to get this whole um, theory of you join a gym, you don't join a gym for 1 month, you just to expect results. So you want to find out the best results with this too. So I try to get people on the 4 month supply. Um, I don't even think I offer the 1 month for superfoods at all. So anyway, but then yeah, so then they get the free gift. So the last two of these I had, I think um 5 orders in the last two events I did.
And do they sign up right there on the
Yeah,
spot? Most of those five, they sign there right there. So
yeah.
do you have a form that you fill out, or do you just go right online and make the cart for them right there? What do you do?
Great. I have a cart already prepared for superfoods because that's been my thing I've sold here. Everybody likes the superfoods. So I have a cart for that. And I also have carts for other things. So I can just send them that cart. If they have a child, that's a little trickier, as you know, so it takes another few minutes. Um, and that happened at a regular sourdough event in my house, and I knew these women, I trusted them, and a couple of these people said, "Look, I can't get through. I don't have my credit card." And they ordered as soon as they got to their house or their car, to do the finish the cart. But I gave them the sample package.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But yeah, I just send them the link. So I have the link ready to go because that's such an easy way to do it. And then if they have any issues with it, you just walk them through it. And they don't. Every person has figured it out. It's a simple, straightforward ordering process, I think.
Great.
Yeah. And I think I say when you get the link and hit checkout, it's going to ask you for your login, hit create new account.
So I'm curious. So they're there, and I understand the clothes, with the free gift now, but what are you spending much time talking and educating about the product, or are they reading the signs and getting the point and getting excited? Like, do you do a little bit of both? How much time do you think you spend talking to somebody before they say, sign me up right now?
Not a lot of time, which is amazing. Like I think that here, some of these signs, um, there's the science, like what sets Juice Plus apart. I think that a lot of them look at that sign right there. And then, I explain to them that it's 30 fruits and vegetables and berries in a powder or capsule. And this is really bridging the gap of what we're supposed to get and what we're actually getting. And I said, right now with the way we get food that's traveling so far, I mean, I use all the same things that I do when I'm talking in a long way, um, in a longer in a presentation or somewhere where I can actually speak more about it. So I'm saying the same kind of things, but faster. And so I said, for me, I say it's a game changer for me. I always tell them like how I don't have sinus infections anymore. I noticed I was regular. Like I give them the three top things that made the change. For Luminate, I always say um, that Luminate has made a huge difference for me in the mornings because I'm not a morning person and it's hot here in Dallas. So I have to get up early and walk my dog. And so that is not my favorite thing to do. So I get up and I drink Illuminate, and then it makes me have so much stamina. Like I'm walking at 7 o'clock in the morning, not my time of day, and I'm doing 16.5 minute miles. Like that's a fast pace.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
and I'm doing it with a weight vest now. So it's like I'm actually, getting stronger, having more energy, all of that. So yeah. So that's that on the vendor table. And then
And for any of you that have questions, we'll take them at the end, so write them down.
Yeah. And this is the table kind of up close. This is when I had the first table and I had the perform there as well. And these papers right here on the front corner, I printed them out the first time and they're just too big, like too much information, too many questions asked. So I have a smaller kind of piece of paper for them to fill out and information. And it just says name, cell phone number, because I don't want to give them the choice of an email. It's too hard to email people. Name, cell phone number, and then I ask them like 6 things in there. Like, are you, do you want learn more about children's health, learn more about gut health? Do you want to come to other events? Just different things that they can check off. And that helps me stay in touch with them as well.
Great.
And through that, I'm talking with them usually. And the thing about Orange Theory Fitness is weird, that's harder, a little more challenging. They have like everybody comes and then they have a class. So no one's in between the classes. So then they come out of the class and then you're catching up with everybody. So the fact that I was able to get like 5 orders there is pretty good. And a few people I've been able to follow up with. So okay, and then this is really the big game changer for me is that through all of this, it gave me a change in my mindset. It gave me a change in my behavior, spelled the English way. I'm sure Heidi's appreciating that. Has some action, really taking action gets you those results and then you can perform. I just love this whole thing. My attitude affects my behavior, affects my actions, affects my results and the performance. So, and it's all starting with a mindset. And that's really, really true about mindset and how I feel about things on a day-to-day basis. If I start feeling negative, if I'm texting somebody for a follow-up, for example, I don't text them. Like I just won't send that text because if I have that negative energy, then I can know that's going through this, to go through. And if I'm like, hey, I'll send this person, she'll want to come. I just kind of, even if I don't ever hear from it, it's a better energy to be sending that with. And
Yeah.
it makes me feel enjoy what I'm doing more instead of feeling like it's a chore that I have to do this or that I'm getting rejected or something like that. It's just, I've asked I do a little morning, like I walk my dog, I come home and I do a little readings, and then I do writing and then I do a little meditation. That's on a perfect day and I get all that done. And in that time, I really asked God to fill me with inspiration to inspire other people. Because that's what like I realize I want to inspire other people to join me and to be a part of what we're doing and a part of this mission. And I think that's all I have, really.
First of all, so you can stop sharing, Beth. I think the thing that just really stands out to me is not just the activity, not just that you've done the do by having the events, the sourdough parties, the setting up your tables, the follow-up, all the things that you do to make it all work. But the difference between you in before March and since that time in terms of your own confidence level and how you see the world and your mindset is like a total flip-flop. It's really amazing. And I think that clearly what happened is you took the first thing that you did was take that leap of faith,
Mhm.
in getting the booths, in deciding. I know what inspired you on the superfood was $500.
Yeah.
Just for getting 5 customers, you got an additional 500 that month, which means that you could make well over $800 that month with the doubling of it and then your normal commissions and all that. It was really, but you took it to heart. You said, I'm just going to do this. That was a leap of faith for you to trust in yourself to try it. And it
Mhm.
worked. And if it didn't work, I don't know what would have happened, but it did work. And then from there on, each step that you took magnified your confidence and that magnified your mindset. And the difference between who you are right now and who you are then is very visible and it's palpable. And big congratulations.
Thank you.
But do any of you have any specific questions that you'd like to have Beth answer you about the table, about what she says? Yeah, Heidi.
I would love for you to just if you can slowly just share again what it is you put in your sample bags, that
Oh,
would be very helpful.
any samples that I have. So I have the
Okay.
protein powders. Um, I put one of each, vanilla and chocolate protein powder. I put Illuminate. I put a superfood. And then I either use one or two of each gummy, depending on what mood I'm in.
Great. And then one more question. When you're at Orange Theory, how long of a period of time are you usually there for? Like an
Good
hour,
question.
2 hours?
Well, this Saturday, I'll be there probably 4.5 hours because,
Honestly, though, Beth, that's still like I mean, you could be doing a sourdough and it lasting like
yeah,
3 hours and get zero orders.
yeah,
So to be doing like literally 4 hours of your time out of the month or week, whatever, is just so minimal for the results that you're getting.
yeah,
I think that's amazing.
yeah. And
And
I'd rather it be like 3 or 4 hours. I don't want it to be less than that
Hmm.
because it just doesn't, you don't get enough traction or whatever, or conversations happening if it's less. Like Hot Works, I only did for like 2 hours.
Hmm.
And the beauty of it also is going back to Orange Theory, where some of the people who might have seen you last time, this time see you again and again. So
Mhm.
it's not, again, every exposure counts. So if
Yeah,
you're at Orange Theory, 3 or 4 times, by the fourth time somebody has seen you there, the likelihood of them saying yes is that much greater. So it's exposure as well.
exactly.
And any other questions? Just unmute yourself and ask.
I am so amazed that you did this because what you did was you stepped out and you were bold. You took that courage to approach a pretty much a cold market because you didn't go there. I mean, I have a lot of ideas running in my mind of what you could have said, but I'd like to hear what you said when you walked to that front through that front door and you asked them about that possibility.
Yeah, that's a great question. What I did first was I think her name is Lori Kendall. She's in Central Texas, and she goes to Orange Theory all the time because her husband is a member there. So she had gone in there, and I had messaged her and asked her, like, she just went in and asked, "Do you do any kind of customer appreciation?" That's what I asked them. Do you do a customer appreciation? And I actually, let me back,
Nice.
I actually started out by saying, a friend of mine did a vendor table at a location of yours in Central Texas. Do you
Mm,
do those sort of things here? I know it was for customer appreciation. And I didn't say a lot because I figured they are going to say yes or no. And she said, or tell me more. So she said, yeah, we do that kind of thing. What kind of product do you have? And I said, explained what we have, and they said, yeah, that fits perfectly. It's not like they'd want like Avon there to talk about makeup, right? It's like they want something that's going to fit with what their client's healthy lifestyle.
And
right.
beautiful is all of you can now say, I have a friend that did
Mhm.
this in Texas. Everybody on this call can say that. You don't have to know Lori. You now are
Right.
Beth. Just want to remind you all.
And you can use my pic, like go steal the picture off the it's in the Juice Plus what is it, North America events or something in there. That's a picture I used, and I said, this is what her table looked like when I show, and they didn't even need to see that, honestly, because that Orange Theory is really good about doing these things. But what I had to do, they wanted more information about the product, so I just sent them the link that I would send any customer and my board that talks about, what Juice Plus is, and sent that to the manager. Then she got back to me like a few days later and said, yeah, come on in this weekend if you can. So,
A lot of Pete, there's a lot of new small businesses popping up all over the place because I know the infrared light sauna that I go to, they had somebody in there. Every time I walk in anywhere, there's some kind of a booth, some kind of a vendor, and saying customer appreciation is really great. And if
yeah,
they ask you what your credentials are, I heard I was listening to another call. It was called it was a doctor who was talking about something else, and he said you're a phytotherapist and a nutraceutical represent a nutraceutical partner
love that.
for a global business.
Yeah.
And like you could even say that my team is having a contest or whatever moves you at the time, depending on how familiar the person is with you and how open they are. I just think there's so many things you can say, but one of the great things you can say is using your example, setting the pace. You set the pace for everybody on this call, and they just have to go out there and be bold enough to do it. It's good. And it also gives you a lot of experience speaking, right? In the
Yeah.
words and the language that you use. I know, remember, Nikki, when Chris sponsored me and Kathleen Lubin doing the employee network solutions 3 times a week in the whole state of Arizona for a whole year. And that was, I really rarely got a customer, but we learned how to speak. We learned how to transfer our knowledge into like intriguing people,
Yeah, I love that. I need to
super excited what you did. And I'm super proud of you for what you're doing.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would really, and you know, you said this should encourage people. I really would encourage you because if you're going to do this, if you want to do a vendor table, first of all, super easy to set it up. It takes me no time to prep, especially after I've just done a sourdough that takes me 2 days to prep for. So this thing, you just have this small table, you have your butcher paper. It's super cheap on Amazon or Target or wherever you want to get it. But the other thing about it is they are very open to that. They do these things all the time. So it's a really easy opportunity to go in and feel good about yourself and asking, you know, to do that. It's really great.
Yeah. So any other questions, folks? Because we're just about out of time, but if somebody's got a quick question, I want to make sure they get it answered.
I saw you, Heidi says, do you have mini cups for people to try the superfoods? Yeah, I volunteer at my church. This is going to sound like I'm being bad, but I volunteer at my church on a coffee service. I do coffee bar. And during COVID, they had bought all these little teeny plastic cups for the wine, right?
Yep.
And they started giving me those. So now I have all those. They're just plastic cups to do. Now I'll order some more once those are gone, but they've been like, we're not using them, take them.
Hey,
Yeah, so yes, that's what I use.
great.
And then lastly, I wanted to say one other thing. So this is from the let them theory, but it kind of applies right now. It's like you have zero control over someone else's opinion of you, because that's usually what's held me back from going to ask, or asking for somebody, are you ready to get started on Juice Plus? It's usually my fear of somebody else's opinion. And then stop wasting your life on things you can't control.
Yeah.
I love those two things. And I think it works perfectly in what this is.
Beth, thank you so much. I know all of you really got a lot out of this. I know I did. I was excited for it. And Beth was like, what's so exciting about it? It's like, because this is really going to be a good call. She told me what she was covering, and I'm really excited. So just to let you all know, to wrap up, a couple things just to a heads up. There will be a new product at conference, so be aware that that's coming out. That's at conference. The Heat team is going to be doing another bingo game. And if you sign up as an early bird person, and I don't know the exact date, it's either by September 10th or 15th, you'll get a free square on your bingo cards, just saying some fun stuff coming up. And the bingo contest will go from October 6th till the end of October. So just know that's coming up. And then starting in September, at least our team will have 3 calls a month. Call number 1 is all Heat team calls. The second Tuesday of the month is Transformation Tuesday, which is usually about mindset, other bigger kinds of mind things. And then the third Tuesday of the month is what we just did tonight. It's called Tips and Tools. So if you just want to plug into the Heat team, those are 3 Tuesdays a month that we offer calls. And then, as all of you know, there's amazing calls to listen to. And I did not hear, and I'm going to go back and listen to it, the gut health call with Dr. Tamara Sachs. I don't know if any of you listened to it, but I just heard from a variety of national marketing directors. It had to be one of the best calls they've heard in a very long time. So I know that I reposted it, but if you can't find it, ask and we'll get it for you. I'm going to go back and listen to it myself. And I think that's it to wrap up. But again, Beth, thank you so much. And I do love the let them theory. Don't worry about what other people think of you. Worry about what you think of yourself and go for it. And Beth just really has shown us what a difference that can make. So everybody, good night. I'm so happy to see all of you on here. Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, everybody.